Shuckalugga kapow! How's it going, old schoolers? You're kicking it old school, Russell J.S., and I am your host, Russell J.S. I have another album versus album, track by track for you. Oh man, this is going to be a hard one. But before I start, you want to say hello to Ali? Ali, say hello to all the viewers. He's scared. He's not really used to it. What's the matter, Ali? What's up there, boy? See, look at him. Look at him all perched up there. He knows I'm making a video. Anyway, 2 CDs. They're going to be 2 albums from the Big Four, okay? The Big Four. And you know, when I talk about, if I'm talking about the Big Four, you know good and well, I'm talking about Anthrax, Megadeth, Metallica, and Slayer. Well, here's the thing. This video, I got to dedicate this video also to a guy that I knew in 8th grade who was a big Metallica fan. I don't remember his name, but I'll never forget what he did. And if he catches this video, yeah, I still remember you, buddy. But you know what? We're adults now, so I don't see any kind of reason for confrontation if we ever cross paths again. You see, this guy, he was a diehard Metallica fan who I had said at one point that I thought Megadeth was a far superior band, that they were heavier than Metallica. And this dude went ahead and he sucker punched me right in the face for saying that. And then a year later, when I would get into high school, I was wearing a Guns N' Roses t-shirt. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Metallica. I just don't draw that big worship towards them because I knew kids in school, one wall in their bedroom was covered up with, you would have thought they had Metallica wallpaper with the posters and the magazine pictures and such. But you know what? I never got into that. Like, when it came to all my favorite bands, I had one poster per band on each of my walls. I had one Doors, I had one Aerosmith, one Metallica, one Megadeth, one Guns N' Roses. You know, one of each of my favorite bands. And one day, I went to school wearing a Guns N' Roses t-shirt, and I got cornered by 2 Metallica fans. One of them got behind me, pulled my arms behind my back while his buddy lifted his shirt over my face to my head like this, and he persuaded to red belly me. Now, if you don't know what a red belly is, that's when somebody lifts up your shirt, slaps your belly at random, real fast, real hard, until it turns beet red. That's when they decided you had enough. And what had happened was, I'm saying, come on, guys, stop. I like Metallica too. Now, what they said to me, you know, I can't say this on YouTube, you know, due to the whole political correct movement. I don't want to offend anybody. The guy behind me that was holding my arms back, he said, "Shut up, you Guns N' Roses loving sissy." What he really called me? Well, I'll give you a hint. It starts with F and rhymes with maggot. And then after I was red-bellied, the guy behind me let go of my arms, still put a hand over my shoulder, and he wedgied me. All because I wore a Guns N' Roses t-shirt. Now tonight, for this Kickin' old school track by track, I am going to put who I'm going to put against each other, and a lot of people are going to think I'm committing blasphemy, but I don't care. Metallica's Black Album versus Megadeth's Countdown to Extinction. Now, the Black Album has got 12 tracks. Megadeth has 11 tracks, so I did add a bonus track, because back in the early 90s, Dave Mustaine got Megadeth in the studio where he was cutting songs, he was cutting singles for movie soundtracks. Now, you'll never know until I get to the very end what that bonus track will be. But without further ado, let's see how these bad Oscars rank up, shall we? Okay, in the case of Megadeth Countdown to Extinction versus Metallica Black Album, let's see, we got Skin in My Teeth versus Enter Sandman. You know what? Easily, I have to go ahead with Skin in My Teeth. It's a lot more of an aggressive song, and Enter Sandman has been played to death. Symphony of Destruction versus Sad But True. Once again, something that's been played to death. You know, because to me, the Black Album is 90s thrash metal. It's Metallica's answer to Def Leppard Hysteria. If you remember that album, how many hit singles it had, I'm going to do that on another track by track soon. But Symphony of Destruction versus Sad But True, because Sad But True had been one of those songs that had been played to death on MTV and radio, I'm going with Symphony of Destruction. Architecture of Aggression versus Holier Than Thou. You know what? Both are really extremely heavy. You know, I like them both, and I can't pick one or the other, so you know what? I have to go with both of them. I got to give both Megadeth and Metallica a point. Okay, here we go. For Closure of a Dream versus The Unforgiven. Though Unforgiven was one of those tunes that was played to death on radio, and you know, I enjoy that, and I enjoy For Closure of a Dream, I have to give them each a point. Okay, Sweating Bullets versus Wherever I May Roam. I'm sorry, Metallica fans. I know how much you love that tune, but in my opinion, I think Sweating Bullets is the more aggressive and more heavier. And Wherever I May Roam is okay, but, you know, that's another one I got tired of. This Was My Life versus Don't Tread on Me. I really like Don't Tread on Me, and I love This Was My Life. And again, that's one of those things where I got to pick them both. So Metallica and Megadeth each get a point. Okay, Countdown to Extinction versus Through the Never. You know what? Again, we're at another crossroads where I love them both, so they both get a point. High Speed Dirt versus Nothing Else Matters. I didn't care for High Speed Dirt, and you know what? Nothing Else Matters, even though it's been played to death and it's one of their slower songs. For personal reasons, I have to let Metallica have the win on this, because that's one of those songs where, you know, I think of things, I think of people, like I think about my daughter. You know, so close, no matter how far, couldn't be more far from the heart. Forever trust in who we are and nothing else matters. As long as me and my daughter trust in who we both are and we trust each other, nothing else matters. So Metallica gets the point. Psychotron versus Of Wolf of Man. Oh, no, I definitely have to go for Psychotron. Captive Honor versus The God That Failed. Well, you know what? I didn't care for that either, so Metallica gets a point. Okay, Ashes in My Mouth versus My Friend of Misery. My Friend of Misery. I mean, I don't know why they couldn't have picked, you know, The God That Failed and My Friend of Misery to be one of the top 10 singles. I mean, those are the kind of aggressive songs that the diehard Metallica fans like. Now, a lot of diehard Metallica fans who had listened to Metallica since the beginning don't like this album. So they're probably going to agree with me, who knows. And now, finally, at the end, remember I said that Metallica's Black Album has only 12 singles and Megadeth has 11? Well, I did add a bonus. Instead of going Blank Space versus The Struggle Within, I went ahead and I added, from the Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey movie soundtrack, I added Go to Hell to go up against The Struggle Within. And I didn't care for The Struggle Within, so you know what? Megadeth gets that point. Now, the end result of this, Megadeth with 9 points, Metallica with 7. So yep, there you have it right there. I guess I was right years ago that Megadeth is a far superior band than Metallica. I just, you know, if that guy wants to come back and he wants to go and hit me in the face if he sees this video, well, guess what? I will defend myself this time, and he'll be lucky that he doesn't go to jail or to the hospital. But that's it for this video. There you have it. I've got some other stuff in the making. Let's see what I got going on. Let's see. Done it. 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 Oh, wow. So, what else do I have? Well, I got to go ahead and maybe do Ghostbusters soundtrack versus Back to the Future, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey soundtrack versus Wayne's World soundtrack. And what else? See, look at, I've already gone ahead and, oh boy. Ooh. Cheap Trick at Budokan versus AC/DC. If You Want Blood, You Got It. Kiss Destroy. Oh, wait, I already did that. Never mind. How about Kiss Self-Titled versus Ramones Road to Ruin? That could be a good one. And Blue Oyster Cult against Blue Oyster Cult, Agents of Fortune versus Spectres. Here we go. That'll definitely be a good one. But at any rate, that's going to do it for this video. And remember, if you're new to the channel, feel free to hit a like, subscribe, leave comments down in the box below, ring the bell for notifications, tell your friends, tell your wives, tell your husbands, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, your pets, your classmates, your cousins, your brothers, sisters, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa. Tell them all about the channel. So we could go ahead and keep building, because it's good to help build this following. And also, remember, keep it real, keep it fresh, keep it chill, keep kicking it old school. Keep listen to old school, like 80s, 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and I guess 2000s and maybe 2010s. Keep playing Atari, Nintendo, ColecoVision, and Intellivision, Odyssey, whatever video game consoles you desire. Watch classic old school TV shows, classic old school movies. Get you enough of anything. Get you enough of less drama, no drama. Get you enough of less chaos, no chaos. Get you enough love, peace, tranquility, all the good things in the world. And Godspeed. May the force be with you always. And shuckalaka kapow.